I don't normally do reviews, but these new Hornby TT 120 Southern Region four-wheel coaches are beautiful and exquisite little models. They do three different liveries. Those are the SR green ones. Here we have the LBSC mahogany or brown ones. They also do a BR maroon, but I don't have those. One thing to notice is they are very, very close coupled. In fact, when on a curve, it is as though the buffers are actually touching. I did try them on a reverse curve, and it looked as though the buffers were actually pushing against each other, and thankfully, due to the very short overhang, there was no buffer lock. In each livery, there are 4 different variations. This one is a 4-compartment first class. Then we have a 5-compartment third class, a 3-compartment brake, and a luggage van. The luggage van is different, as well as the brake, by having a wider guards compartment at the end. On the LBSC range of coaches, the end is actually red as opposed to the brown of the sides, and I looked this up and it said that the brown of the sides was supposed to be a mahogany type finish, but the ends were painted a red oxide. I am just taking a guess that that could have been an early safety feature to highlight the train in front from an approaching train from the behind. It might be the same as like a red buffer beam, I don't know, it is just a guess. But Hornby are to be congratulated on noting this and making their models just the same. The rear panel actually looks to be like an etched brass as opposed to plastic injection for the rest of the body. On my green ones, it looks as though there is a slight gap between the moulding and the etched brass panel, but it's magnified by the size of the photograph, and when it's running on the track it's not noticeable. The printing on these is superb. The letters and numbers all have shaded letters, which is fantastic in this small scale, and it's so tiny is that printing that you don't need a magnifying glass to actually see it. With all of these coaches, they come without step boards attached, but you get those in a small packet, 2 step boards and 2 vacuum pipes. These are very easy to attach, and I have only put the steps on. I am not too bothered myself about the vacuum pipes, but as I say, they are easy to attach, and I use a little bit of MEK glue just to hold them into position. One thing that is very difficult to see is the bottom of the doors. There is a very, very slight gap between the moulding of that and the beading, which highlights the fact that that is the bottom of the door. Previous models from years gone by used to just mould this completely all the way down, but Hornby now have added that little bit in, which does make it that little bit better. The wheels seem to have a small etched piece on, which represents what I believe is called the Mansell wheels. Somebody may correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but that's what it is. It's as though there are a small protrusion fitted onto the axle. It's not protrusion, a small etched piece fitted onto the axle. Even the details like the handrail, grab handles and things are beautifully picked out. Overall, I would give Hornby a good 10 out of 10 for these. If I had to criticise anything, from my point of view, it is the couplings, which I don't like personally. But that I cannot take that off, because that is an issue with any of the rolling stock, whether it's wagons, coaches or locos. I personally do not like those couplings. Apart from that, These coaches are beautiful. They really are a joy to own, and I cannot wait for the terriers to come out to be pulling them. Thank you.